Hey everybody, we here on It's in Everything We Do. Been gone for a little minute, but we back now.
Back in the building.
Oh man, we got a special guest with us today, Mr. Marty here. He's gonna be our public relations to the community. About our episode today is about security versus law enforcement. The similarities and the differences that we deal with in this field and aspect. We're gonna break it down the best way we can.
We're gonna be nice.
We're gonna try.
It's our home. It's our home.
It's never promised.
Anybody else, I was going in.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you there. Just give us a little bit, like understanding just somewhat of your position where you at. You are an officer in our community.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you.
Yes,
you for your services. The majority of the time that we have issues with, in both our areas, is that people don't respect the uniform, the badge, the authority, because we're more preventative, y'all more reactive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And our preventative measures is a little bit more different. We give a couple warnings, strong command, and then hard force in that order.
First thing they do is look at our waist to see what we wearing.
Yes.
If they don't see on us what they see on y'all, it's a whole different attitude. But as soon as they look down, like, oh, you official. But we still, no matter what, come with respect first.
Yeah.
You know, but it doesn't come back to us until they look down. Then they want to know, you can't arrest me, can you? You do something out of there.
You will be detained.
You will find out.
You will be detained.
Yeah, I ain't going to answer that question directly, but I can show you better than I can tell you.
Yeah, I think it's because of the lack of understanding of the job, what it entails, what we do. So a lot of people, they just assume in Monday Night Quarterback what we do. So they pretty much like, oh, I know the law. I know what you're supposed to do this. You work for me, blah, blah, blah. But
that kind of time.
I honestly used to say that too before I got really like an arm side. I shut that down real quick.
But understand what the job entails, you can do on a daily basis. That's what they don't understand. So that's why before the COVID, we used to do like ride-alongs. Get any citizens come around, ride along with us just to see what we do on a daily basis. And like most of the people that did the ride along with me, it was like, oh, like your job is difficult. And like
I would like to do that too.
Yeah. Hopefully while all this stuff is over, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they be like, oh, y'all do a lot of work. There's a lot of crisis management. You gotta deal with behavior, people cussing you out. You gotta deal with drug users, everything. Like we get the worst of everybody, whatever situation we go to. So
a lot of cops that do come down that's cool with us down where I work at, they say that. So to hear you say it is like confirmation of what I was wondering without asking out loud. So I'm like, I wonder, do they get the same disrespect that we do? And can they do anything about it more than we can? And the answer is like the same, no. It's like y'all really can't, until it gets like out of, I guess when they overstep it all, then y'all could just, rap. Next thing you know, they dizzy because you done spun them around and slapped them on them. They sitting on their ass now on the ground like, how did I get here?
Still trying to figure it out.
You running your mouth. You in bookings now, still wondering how you got in the lineup. But yeah, they did say a lot of that, a lot of what you just said. Like now y'all see what we go through, and I actually had to take a step back.
Especially what's going on all in the world with the George Floyd. Here in Baltimore, we still dealing with the aftermath, Freddie Gray, and all that.
Yeah.
Like it's the furthermore that it's our issue that we've been having in our city. But I think it's mostly like the mindset of what you see when you see security and police officers, the mindset of that, knowing what we stand for, like we're here to help the best way we can. But
you don't from seeing. We try to keep them from seeing y'all.
Yeah.
But they don't get it. So that's why I understand more when you said what you said. Like I said, it was a confirmation of what I've been told over and over again. Like, how do y'all get this kind of disrespect that we get? When y'all more official than we are. We can detain.
Yeah.
We have the authority to arrest because we issued through the state, but we still don't have the power and authority that y'all have. So it took me a minute because people that know me know how stubborn I am at first, and don't make that face. Dang. But I do have a whole new respect because I got family members that's in law enforcement as well. But I don't really get to ask them what I can ask you or ask the ones who want to come down where I work, you know. But y'all do get y'all. I do understand now. I got better, and we like on the same team, but they don't. A lot of them don't treat it that way.
No.
Like once we show up, you get the hell out of here. I'm like, hold up, I'm not going nowhere until you give me a report number. You know, even you can't leave the scene until you get that. That's all I'm asking for.
You need a copy
For
of
my
our
job,
IDs,
like we
our
doing the same
credentials.
thing. We collect the information and we report it to our managers and stuff. Same thing
So
y'all
we
do.
do,
So
yep.
why can't we work together? And that's
But
that's
they
the part.
everybody needs to work together as a well-oiled machine.
That's what I'm. Yeah,
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, like if y'all the legs, if we the arm, we still gotta, you know, it just don't make sense. It's the whole attitude behind certain ones, and you know, like they always say, it depends on the person. Like it depends on the cop on how you going. If you've been doing this for so long and ain't nobody said nothing, you can't get mad when one shows up and want to enforce what you've been getting away with. You know, but I've been parking here for the long. Depends on the person that come to enforce it.
It'd be one day you're 20 years of parking in the same spot, change your life.
You think it's yours because you've been doing it for so. You've been getting away with it.
Entitlement.
Yes. And,
See, one of the things one of the biggest pleasures of my job is I like to educate people. Because, like I said, a lot of times people don't really know the laws. They just assume what they see or hear on TV. So I'm like, look, I can do this. I can't do this. Like, a lot of times, like, for instance, like, people think, oh, you have to have probable cause to do a cause. No, you don't. It's something in the law books called reasonable articulable suspicion.
it's called who?
Reasonable articulable suspicion. Wow. If you get a chance, Google Terry versus Ohio. It basically teaches you the law about the background of reasonable articulable suspicions and how to come up. So reasonable articulable suspicion is the least amount. So if I'm suspicious and I can judge correctly and articulate why should I stop this person, I can. But going along with the arrest, that's where the probable cause come in the arrest. Like if I see somebody armed or showing like characteristics of an armed person, okay, by my experience and my judgment, I feel though this person is armed. So I can stop this person, or for me to lock them up and get the gun, I still need that probable cause. So probable cause is the highest level. But you need the suspicion, you gotta be able
Check
to
boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, check
be
off your
able to
boxes,
do it.
get there.
That's a lot of people don't understand. They think everything is strictly off of probable cause. It's not.
So where does plain sight come in? Does it come in between there anywhere, or is that after?
Probably second to the last before you make that final decision. Because you know, there's a difference between printing and brandishing. So when you printing, that means like your joint is pressing up against you, and I can see the handle, the shape of it.
Yeah.
But when you're brandishing, is actually you lift it, and I see it, and I see the whole thing.
Yeah, if I actually see it in plain sight, that's ding dang.
Yeah.
That's ding dang.
That's a question because you said it. You know, when you said when you armed, if you think somebody's armed, then you do your job.
Yeah.
What? And you said you've been in law enforcement for like 10 years plus, right? And then in your experience, what's the difference between you being able to carry 24/7 and somebody like us who does armed security? How come we can't? And we're registered just like everybody else.
Well, for us, they pretty much saying, well, especially with me, I police in the city that I live in, and they said like
That's rare.
Yeah, that's rare.
That's really rare.
So for my safety, like we want you to be armed all the time. That's the thing, you're allowed to go to this place and this place. But also, we still have to follow them guidelines of the laws as well, just like everybody else. So it just depends, cause like
that right there is deep. That police still gotta follow laws.
Yeah.
But you rarely hear that come out of somebody's mouth. Like
I can't go to certain areas carrying. So now I can go carrying. So it all
For real?
Yeah.
Right. We got the face on
what?
Yeah, like I said, we have laws just like y'all do. Like we not allowed to carry our gun. By me working for Baltimore City, I can't transfer my gun to another state.
Oh, okay.
I can't do that.
Even if because I know a lot of
If I'm living in another state, I have to be coming from work and going straight to home. I can't do willy nilly just walk around another state.
Even if it's a stand your ground state, because
Yeah.
I know a lot of stand your ground states honor Maryland But Maryland doesn't honor anybody.
Yeah,
Maryland,
Maryland,
all y'all.
See, pretty much Maryland laws, they pretty much don't want you to have a gun at all.
Exactly.
It's very restrictive.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
That's why everybody go to Virginia.
Let my job open up something in Georgia. I get to be with my sons
Georgia.
and walk around. I get to go to the
Georgia.
market, take the trash out with Ebony. What you talking about? I'm washing clothes. I'm hanging clothes on the line arm. You know,
Yeah.
for real. But
Yeah.
y'all can't carry if you, do you have to, is it like you have to have a residence in another state
Yeah, you have to have a residence.
and be able to prove that? That's like the many loopholes that I'm still learning about.
Yeah.
Them loopholes, man, like,
Yeah.
you become more of a target.
Yeah, like I said, just
registered.
because we still got to follow laws and guidelines, and you got a policy. But this is the thing, like every police department policy is so different. Like you look at our policy compared to Baltimore County, Howard County, it's so different. There's so much stuff it's a lot, like state troopers, they could do a lot of stuff that we necessarily can't do. Like they can actually chase at the cars. We can't chase after nobody.
No chase law.
Yeah, that's what them dirt bikes is going rampant. Been going
And
rampant.
they're not, right now they're not charging for dirt bikes.
Nope.
So they basically run a rough shot through the city.
Every weekend. I'm so glad I'm off on weekends down where I work, bro.
And I get people who come to me like, why y'all not stopping these people? I'm like, listen, you should be yelling at the politicians and the lawmakers.
Oh, that's what I hate.
They the ones that set the guidelines and the laws. So the thing is, these people are taking advantage of what they doing, not doing. So I tell them like, hey, write up your local politicians. Say this is unacceptable. I had a guy in his house. Dirt bike riders ran into inside his house. I had some ran into inside a strip club.
Damn.
Just riding like 10, 15 deep.
So you say I had a dirt bike, and I wanted to take my dirt bike inside 7-Eleven to keep it from getting stolen. I can do that?
No, you can't.
I was just waiting.
No, they actually was breaking into the strip club with the dirt bikes and riding inside the strip club. Yeah, so.
What's wrong with people these days? Which one? What's wrong with y'all? Damn.
The excuse is due to COVID.
Yeah, they think ain't nothing being enforced because
Due to
of COVID. I mean,
They
it's a
was
lot
doing that
that's
before
not,
COVID.
but it's a lot that's not, but it still is though.
It is.
Like where I work, how you going to assume parking is free? This is Baltimore.
But at the end
What
of
the
the day,
hell is free in the city?
all that falls back on the politicians, man. You got to put pressure on them. And I think like they doing it now. They understand it now, but they should have been putting more pressure on making these laws and changes. Because like one of the things I was talking about with somebody the other day was all the restrictions that they put on the police department. Like I believe police department need reform. I agree with that. But also you got to do something about this crime. It's like they focus on one thing and they just neglecting the other thing. And it's like we have like we're Baltimore average like 300 murders a year, and it's like it's no real consistent plan to help curb that. And it's like it's getting worse and worse.
And I think one of the main things is the treatment is not fair all the way around.
It's not
Like even at work over the radio, you calling in, an incident that's going on, something that might happen or whatever.
Yeah, using our call codes and
It's
shit.
a certain race of people, you immediately call them juveniles. But the other ones, you say kids. I call them all kids.
same here.
And the only time that we come first, pretty much in anything, number one male. Then you got number two male. That's the only thing, the other one don't want to come first in. We just number yo.
What's the what they always say? Number one male wearing all black.
Yeah.
You know exactly
I'm
what that means.
These show, woo, quick. But if the treatment was fair, like we don't want more, we want the same. If you like you said in Harlem Nights, how can you trust a criminal? Everybody in the business is a criminal. If you didn't do it the criminal way, you wouldn't be scared to share it. And that's what I don't agree with. Like if you're gonna do it. I at my job, whatever powers and limits I have, I treat everybody the same. You ask me a dumb question, you get the same kind of response. You're not gonna get an answer. You're gonna get a dumb response. Can I park here? You park anywhere you want.
Oh, they try
Is
to
it free? Is it still free? When did it start being free? I don't understand. Just because ain't nobody out here to enforce it don't mean it's not free.
Yeah.
Don't mean it's free. You know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah.
They got cameras now to take the place of people.
Yeah.
You pull in the parking lot.
Oh yeah. All they gotta do is ride past with the. You don't see a tag number attaching the system now.
That's it. $80.
She don't care about the cameras.
Yeah, they don't. Because they don't see somebody in the booth.
They spray paint them joints now.
You got all this technology. You think they're gonna keep somebody in a daggone booth with nothing to do? They on their phones.
I'm gonna tell you this instance. Like this was like probably one of the funniest things I ever seen working in the Eastern. So we had this guy on Instagram Live brandishing his gun, and we watching him brandish his gun on Instagram Live, and we watching it on the camera. So as soon as he get out the car, boom, we right there, we got him. I'm like, you that brash and that stupid to
They wake
put yourself out like that?
Yeah, like how
This is a kid though.
That's the thing. Like you wake up like, how can I get my ass whipped or locked up or killed today?
That's an idle mind. That goes with people that don't have nothing to do anymore to challenge their minds anymore. Like our youth today don't challenge nothing anymore. Like from the school system to programs to when we was growing up, we all had the PAL Center. We had something
Boys
to
and
do.
Girls Clubs.
Boys and Girls Club. We ain't got nothing
It was
no
Power
more.
and Yo. They were just rec centers with us.
Yeah.
Before the gang started to get real heavy. Gang was present, but they respected each other enough.
Well, we know why gangs got power now because they offer something that the streets don't offer no more, which is family. They taking care of you.
A false sense
This
of
is
family.
Right.
You're not coming into the gang unless you got this is like back when I was young. You're not getting on with the team of hustlers if your record is clean. You got to do something that's worth you keeping your mouth closed.
You got to sacrifice something.
Yeah, you got to put something up.
Work.
Yeah, but it's a big disconnect from the older generation. This newer generation is a very big disconnect.
It was a respect factor back in the day.
Because I tell you, growing up in Baltimore City, like you had the OGs in the neighborhood. They would not let no kids or women get involved or shot or anything. Now, it's
And
Now
it's
that's
fair
what they're
game.
looking for.
Yeah.
It's fair game.
The younger you are, the more it's like purity. Like I'm gonna use that. Shorty don't know nothing.
even the ones that was the old heads that was actually out there doing dirt. They would never bring that shit to their house.
Nah.
You don't even know what they're doing. But now it's out there in the open.
Business separated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out there in the open.
And it wasn't personal like it is now. It was business.
You get caught by a cop, like it's a cat and mouse game.
Yeah.
I get caught.
Yeah, now everybody's singing. And why would you bring a stop snitching thing here? To me, everybody that was on there was a snitch.
Can you
I
come
mean,
out?
that's my opinion.
Come out, little too.
Yeah, like I'm like, what the hell are you doing posted up on the wall? I know you. We know where you from, bro. You not of this world no more. You over there. You up there. We looking up like this. Yo, somebody from here made it. Why you come back to post on that?
I was saying about what's his name, Tank. Like coming back, you make all this money now, man. Why are you coming back and bring?
Yeah.
All it's gonna do is create envy and people
You
be
gotta
jealous.
get out the hood.
Yeah, get
when
out
you
of
start
there.
making a certain amount of money. You can't live where you grew up no more, cause they gonna come for you. There's no real love. As soon as you get a certain financial status, the people that say that they love you when you was broke, trying to get you.
Trying to get that come up.
Trying to get you when you. I'm like, why you gonna rob? Get
That's
on
that,
with the team.
that's that slow knife mentality.
Like Bleak said on the song, he threw the thou back at him. I want the long-term riches. I don't want to just rob you and get this what you got right now. You got like 9 commas in your bank account. I'm trying to learn how to get.
I'm definitely gonna use that one.
I'm trying to get at least like 2 out of the 9 commas. Learn me something. I ain't gonna just stick. I'm not a stick-up kid. I ain't about that life at all. But I've seen it so much.
Yeah.
It just helps. Some things you see, and it helps you not want to be that. Like the people talking about weed is a gateway. No, it's not. It's your choice. You're not satisfied with that high. You want to get higher. You can't blame it on the weed. You can't even blame it on the alcohol.
Yeah, you can't blame it on the goose.
Well, now they're not charging people for drugs now, so
Yeah, right.
they hard drugs.
And they say like you can come out with like 29 or less vials or bags or something. You just get a regular misdemeanor and you get back home. Virtual date, recon, done. That's it. Just a smack on it. What the hell?
And then, from a security aspect, is the disrespect when they do it in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, they think that it's okay to have this as a mandate. Like, oh yeah, you can't do nothing to me. You know what I mean, the law can't do nothing to me. So you definitely, it's not about us doing something to you. It's about the simple respect of the fact that let's go to the side of the building.
I was gonna go back to your plain view thing. You know, any crime committed in the police presence, they can lock you up for it. But it's to the officer's discretion. He can lock you up, or he can give you a citation, whatever. It just depends how severe the crime is. Like somebody like literally trespassing, where like say for instance trespassing in your house, and you have a sign posted that says
no trespass. Yeah,
you can go to jail.
Yeah, no.
Even now.
Yeah.
With
And
like-
Well, so now I think they just changed it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mosby said she's not charged for that no more.
No, none of them small.
And prostitution.
Yeah, dude said like you could walk up, and this foul. I'm just saying what I was told, y'all.
Shit.
But this is I think it's foul. Has always been. They said you could like walk as an example. I was told that you could like walk up onto a young woman
In that industry.
and anywhere, no, not just in the industry, anywhere out in public, and squeeze her on the butt. If she called the cops couldn't ain't gonna arrest you. I said that's foul.
What you could do is probably go down there and charge them. Go down there file charges against them.
So something can be done.
Yeah, they can file charges.
Cool. Because that wasn't how it was brought to me. And I was like, yo, nah.
But anybody can file charges on anybody. Like,
Now, whether it's true or not, that's what your day in court.
That's the fight.
for.
That's the
That's
thing
your
you
day
got
in
to prove.
court. Yeah.
and this is the thing. I get like a lot of domestics, and I get issues like this. So according to our policy, so for instance, like let's say a woman and a guy got into a fight, and the guy beat the shit out the girl. Girl called the police, but she don't want to press charges. By our policy, we have to. It's his own body cam. She's telling them this. We had to go down there and file charges on her behalf, regardless she want to file charges or not. A lot of people don't know that. So a lot of times, like either you get the female to go down there, she want to file the charges, or the officer down there goes down there on his own based on what she's telling him. A lot of people don't know that because, like I said, I deal with domestics all the time.
Didn't know that. Though. I thought if she ain't want to press charges, that was it.
No, something has to be done because domestic violence.
Oh, that's cool.
You can't like brush that underneath the rug.
I'm glad about that. That'd be
Domestic could be either side.
I know.
Yeah, okay. Because
I'm always about that. Yeah, it's wrong both ways equally.
always ready to say it equally.
If I try to tell people all the time, like get into it with your girl, just leave.
Yeah.
Just leave.
That's what I always used to tell people. If it comes to that point where you feel as though getting physical in a negative way is the next thing, it's time to go. Just leave each other alone. Nothing is that good. Like Snoop even told you, ain't nothing good enough to get burnt while I'm up. No.
Yeah.
And burning is in different ways. You can get burnt.
Trip to the clinic.
Trip to the clinic. Trip to the cell. Trip to see that commissioner.
That's real shit.
With a bunch of paperwork coming up under that glass that ain't even part of you. Like, where you get all these papers from, commissioner? I waited all weekend for that. Yeah, that ain't me. That happened to me with my first time in the bar. I ain't had no record. I was in my 20s. My dumb ass wait till I get grown. The one do stupid shit. I was a bad one of the Mork and Mindy type kid. I was a kid. I was grown as a kid. Then got kid when I got grown. Don't get caught for dumb shit.
How the hell you go ass backwards?
Yo, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what happened. I was dumb. I own it. But
So I want to piggyback off what you said when you said that police reform needs to be done. I have no problem with that, but I have an issue with it. The reason why I say that is because it takes a monster to stop a monster, and I'm not even going to lie to you.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's why the Greek gods was afraid of the Titans. Because at some point, the Titans just move any old kind of way the way they want to. The gods had to come together, to band together, to take this on. That's why I feel about the war on drugs and crime and stuff like that, because it's not enough gods taking on Titans. It's like people trying to fight Titans, and you trying to do it where, see, this right here, sometimes it can be a gift and a curse. And I feel like once somebody start doing this, your whole switch up changes.
Yeah.
And even in our field, it switch up changes. But it's the thing of how you got it through to de-escalate it. Like,
that's why it's good to have body cameras. A lot of officers hate body cameras. I tell them body cameras is the gift and the curse, because A lot of times when they record on these phones, they always get the back end of what's going on.
Yeah.
You got the whole body camera, shows you the whole layout.
Start to
Turn it on
Start
before
to
you
finish.
get there.
So
we can have that too.
Yeah, we can.
We could get body cams.
Yeah, we can. But it falls under a certain statute of law that you have to let the person know they're being recorded.
Yeah, you got
Oh
to.
yeah, that's
You
that's-
have to
I
let
can
them
do that.
know.
Like, yo, you on camera about to get it.
No, you don't have to say it. Everything you say, everything you saying is being recorded. So click on that just before you get it. I have it attached to my
Attached
rig.
to the scene.
Yeah.
The thing is, because it's been not having me, but other people. It's been citizens that actually lied about certain things what officers did by recording like the back end. Once the body camera footage come out, exonerate them, and that's I think like as far as with the whole thing with the body camera with the citizen thing, I think that needs to be fixed a little bit because it's like when the officer gets a complaint from a citizen, and it's like the officer's automatically guilty until they get their hearing. Well, even looking at because once they look at the end of it, you might be suspended about 6-8 months before they get to your hearing and say, "Oh, we exonerate you." So that needs to change.
Yeah. So that's why I was saying like the idea of we gotten drug pushers and crime at all high, and I mean when I turn on the TV and I see people getting shot at baby showers, cookouts, churches, they titans. They care no setting. They just only want to destroy and devastate.
But the thing is, we need the citizens though to solve these crimes. We need them.
Nobody want to testify.
Because the system broke for that.
They're getting threatened in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah. How do you know my information? How do you know if I'm under a certain stature and it's supposed to be anonymous or you got me under witness protection? There's not enough
like
funding.
It's like that thing back down East Baltimore when they threw them those what do you call them the bottles with the paper hanging out.
Cocktails.
Cocktail. They threw them in that lady's
Molotov cocktail?
Yeah,
Yeah, Molotov, yeah.
They threw them in that lady's house because she saw what happened and was gonna say something, and they threw them in her crib and killed her. And it's over East Baltimore, right behind where my sons grew up, a couple of blocks up. And it just so happened, I think their last name was Dawson, and that's my son's grandmother's last name. So, but thankfully. I mean, of course, I feel for the family like that, but thankfully it wasn't her. But yeah, they like, how can you say you go under protection if people can still get at you?
Yeah.
Like you can't believe that.
Do it anonymously. Like you could do. They got like.
But you can still get that information though. I've seen that report come out where people got that info.
I'm
You
a
can't
PI.
rely on
You can always get
Yeah,
information.
yeah.
It's
But that's why you got classified them as confidential informants. They want to tell you, because the thing is, when you go to court, their identity can be revealed, but they give you information. You see what I'm saying? So when I write a report about something, I can say, because of my CI being credible, he's telling me this is what happened.
okay, yeah, because you got paper trail for CIs. It's not just this one thing. It's other things that they were credible that led up to these.
They got to be consistent now.
You can't just do a one-time thing. It's consistent because in the future recovery world, we still got CIs too. People that still.
But we need. The thing is, like I said, to solve these crimes, we need the people.
So how do you think we need people too to be more vigilant when you see something, say something? Because that's what we deal with. You don't see it, you don't say nothing. We can't come tell you
Stop
something.
protecting these criminals, man. Stop protecting them.
Everybody, you gotta get that. We gotta get that word snitch out of the people's heads, because that's all they programmed to think. If you say something, you snitching. But
Well,
what if it
goes
happens
back
to
to
you?
when
What
we
if it happens
kids.
to your family?
That goes back to when we was kids. When we was kids, we had officer friendly in the school.
Yes.
You
Lying
remember
like
that?
a motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying?
Then get out here, grow up, and see that officer
Crime
friendly
Watch
ain't so damn
McGruff
friendly.
and all that. Yeah, we had a reason to want to be a servant in our
yeah.
community, and now I don't even think you ask a kid.
don't do that no more.
Yeah, you ask a kid, you want to be a cop? Hell no. What? No. What? No. Ain't nobody want to be no one time. And you be like, but you want to be a drug dealer? You
They
wanna
don't even
be
know
rat
what one
bitch?
time mean.
I'm giving
That's a
them
West
a-
Coast slang thing. They do say that though.
You know,
I don't even know what they mean by that all the way across the country.
they been watching Snowfall. You know what I'm saying? They been watching
I just
too
got
much.
on with that.
Yeah.
I almost gave up on that joint like 4 times. I'm
No,
glad I
yeah.
stuck with it.
But it's almost like Rick Ross. They just changed a little bit of
Yeah.
narratives to it.
Yeah.
But the plot is based off the actual story of Rick
Yeah.
Ross. But they had to switch a lot of things.
Like I was telling you the other day, like as far as like the media and information, what people getting, it's like you got the facts and you got the narrative. And a lot of times people just follow the narrative no matter, they exclude the facts. They just basically just go whatever that narrative is, that's what they're gonna roll with. We don't give a fuck about the facts. We don't care what they say, what they find, what they disproving. I just care about the narrative. And that's a big problem because a lot of times that narrative is the wrong message. But people, they sink their teeth into that narrative and they just like, oh, this is how it's going to be. Oh, all police is bad. Or whatever the narrative is that day, and they just stick to it. And they don't actually take the time to research and learn and educate themselves. What is the facts of the issue? Why is this person doing this? How does this function? They don't take that time. That's like a lot of time in social media. Like a lot of people just read like headlines and clickbait, but don't actually sit there and dive. Cause like any information that I read, I don't read for just one source. I read from this source, this source, and this source. Yeah, and I put it all together and I formulate my opinion about certain matters, certain topics.
But it's just like what you said a few seconds ago. The same treatment is now coming back on the system because we get charged being civilians. We get charged with guilt by association, and I think that's why a lot of people do the same thing with cops. If you're a cop, you're gonna get down the same way that the other cops get down. Like how come? And that's why I say I couldn't be a whole cop. I'll get as close as I possibly can to it, but I don't want to be a whole one because if me and you partners, and I see you doing something that's not right, I'm gonna stop you. Damn that brotherhood shit that they talk about in the locker room or wherever they talk about it. No, that shit ain't right. Like, I promise you, and I don't care how they see this on the internet, who looking at it, who got the powers to do all this and that. If I was there, I would have tackled the shit out of that fucking cop. And I ain't going into everything because you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I would have tackled his dumb ass. I'd have risked catching a couple hot ones. But I'd have tackled the shit out of him though.
To get off the neck.
Yeah, and then they'd have said, well, if you want to see if this killed him or not, let somebody put their knee on your neck for 9.5+ minutes. See if you still alive at the end, then you can throw the shit out.
You know the narrative they got, like all police officers protecting each other. Like they got like this blue water, they protect each other.
Yeah.
I've been in law enforcement for 10 years. Did corrections, did the police department. Officers telling each other all the time. Like COs telling each other all the time. I try to say, where does that exist? Because I'm like, people write other officers up like that. They drop notes on officers to supervisors, like boom, boom, boom. Wow. So I'm like, I don't
snitching like them.
They be snitching. I'm saying on the outside, people think like, oh, they protect each other, but no, they telling each other a lot. Especially they don't like you or they feel as though you're a threat to a position they want. Boy, they drop notes on you.
That bitch. That's that punk.
Here we go with this. Here we go with this.
I did with that a lot.
I'm sorry. I
did with that a lot in corrections. Yeah, I did that. I seen it. Like somebody got the promotion. Somebody saw the person that he was getting promoted. Oh, I'm gonna drop a note on him. Boom. It took his promotion away, gave it to him. I seen that firsthand. Wow. So like they telling each other now. Don't get it twisted. Like we just turn up a cheek. They telling each other a lot.
We know some good ones in there.
Yeah.
But they the ones that we need to see step up and say stop. It's like the ones that we seeing on the videos. There's the bad ones, but the good ones is standing behind the damn camera, not doing nothing. If they stepped up,
not necessarily, but you got to remember something that they said in the Batman movie. Was it Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight Rises? I think he said you can see yourself. You see yourself become a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of things that changes your perspective, but that's that theory that I was telling you about gods and titans, people taking on titans. You realize when you can't beat something that's unbeatable to the point where you're not strong enough to be, you're trying to figure out where you can bring it on your team to make it work for you. You think about all the people that are out here trying to help their communities the best way they can. We got people out here with what's the movement they got? We all we got. We all we need. We all we got. We all we need. They out here in the midst of the community helping the best way they can, and I don't see no issue there. But when I see that y'all targets. Y'all may not see yourselves as targets.
Oh no, we are. We feel it.
Y'all targets because some Titan is gonna be like, you know what? I'm getting tired of y'all always coming out here, interrupted the flow of business or something. Y'all need to go away. Like we need sales up 5%. You know, you gotta go away. The next thing you know, you get a phone call, then a live incident happening. I'm just saying, you gotta be more aware of taking care of yourself when you out here trying to fight the good fight, because there are Titans out here that don't care. They don't care, and when they don't care, they're gonna do what they gotta do to make sure things happen. And it takes those certain kind of cops to see those things potentially happening, you know, that need to be more vigilant. You're like, okay, so you may not make it to every protest, but at least to go to 2 to make sure they're safe. See if you see the same person walking around, suspicious things, you know, they got their own security, but have different set of eyes looking for different set of things. So that's like how I be looking at it. It's just the thing about a Titan or a person that's want to do the devastation and destruction, they're gonna do it regardless. They have no method or no plan. All they know is just how to just knock something over. They don't go about it, well, if I tap this and this not, they're not doing all that critical thinking. They just gonna just knock the damn water over. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna just cause destruction, devastation any way they can. And it takes good cops and good people in this line of work to see those things potentially happening. You know what I mean? And then when you think about other things that I think about the Trayvon Martin and the Breonna Taylor situation, especially that the Breonna Taylor hit me hard. That hit me hard because it bothered me that now I'm not going to excuse that you had a relationship with a person that was in that lifestyle. You live by a sword, you die by a sword. But the problem is that when you have those type of situations, when you don't announce yourself and you break into my house or something and you don't announce yourself, I'm giving you all kind of war. All kind of war. You before you even realize it's war, it's gonna be.
They botched that situation up bad. Really botched it up.
Yeah, and that's the thing I don't like. Like, you know, how you went about it was wrong, and you just all you're gonna do is give out hush money. Yeah. Like, is this all that family member was worth?
Shout out to Breonna Taylor and the family.
Shout out, big
shout out to that family. Just those things like that bothers me. Things like that, but what also bothers me, I see things that are anomalies that I think that are security risks and things, is when you have different between rides and protesters. Those words are acronyms that you could switch out. It don't matter if it's a ride or a protest. Wrong is wrong, and it bothered me that when I watched on June 6th, how do you get past a perimeter fence? You can't even sit here and give me that. Like, yeah. How did you get to the front steps? And then you got in a building?
You were allowed in. At one point,
some of the Capitol rides.
Yeah, that's you can't. That's a perimeter fence.
There's no way they did not know that was gonna happen. There's no way. Yeah. Like they got people that do intel that knows that's gonna happen before it happens. So there's no way. They just didn't believe it was gonna happen. I don't know.
I just feel like at the end of the day, that type of perimeter setup, once one thing is breached, everything is a chain reaction. And it goes like, how did that happen? And then you to get into somebody's office in this building and you don't know schematics from where. It's that building too big to have covered that amount of area. It's no way, shape, form, or fire.
See, once they got in there, they had no idea what to do.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But when you see things like that and you think about how system works and how systematic things work when it come to people, and then you see certain police officers, that guy that try to lure him away, I took a lot of heart right there.
Yeah, that's like a nature thing with the mom keeping her young alive by distracting the predator away from them. Yeah, as long as they keep them, and it's like a genius type move because you got to pay attention to the wind flow and keep your baby's scent from hitting the predator, so no matter what, they know which way to go. But you can actually take them away from your young. I think that's what I saw. That's what I referenced it to when I saw that man, like, luring them away, like they really not as smart as they think they are.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
If he could do that, you know, you were allowed to do something when at one. And if it was a different way, they would have already been present, like they was before, already there. But you mean to tell me these people done told y'all they was coming, and y'all tell me it was breached? It wasn't breached. You opened the door for them.
Yeah, they did.
You didn't breach nothing.
Nah.
It wasn't breached since this. Look, stop trying to keep whatever name and rep y'all think
Yeah.
y'all have.
Had that been
alive.
Black Lives Matter, they wouldn't even got past the step.
Yeah. Just like when they wanted to call it riots so bad, but you know riots is a citywide thing.
Yeah.
It was a little spurt here, way over across town, a little spurt there, somewhere in the middle, a spurt there. They couldn't create a whole riot, but you were there with shields and everything already present. You stopped the buses from running when kids got out of school.
Yeah.
It
Once again, it comes down to the procedures and policies and perimeters. Like, you have to have certain
when
things.
it comes to a certain group of people, certain things matter and certain things don't with another group of people. And that's the part that I don't. That's the part I always gonna have a problem.
Bro, I can't let color be a thing that stops a situation because I can't see that because that's why we have a disconnect now. People think because if you're white that you can break the law, and if you're black you can't break the law. If you're white you can break the law. If you're black you can't break the law, and that's not how it is. Breaking the law has no color on it.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't, and it's
But
definitely
it's not treated that way.
They say Lady Liberty has a blindfold.
Yeah,
but they don't practice that though. And that's just obvious.
well, that's because we got a lot of politicians that don't feel
won't
like
let
that. So this whole gun ban thing, that you can't even sell that to me, bro. Because we use our weapons to help people, to protect people, to help establish certain things, and you trying to put an assault ban and think that's gonna stop a person, bro? That's what they got the black market for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not buying these guns at wholesale. They buy them in back alleys and warehouses.
Building them themselves.
Yeah,
you can build a gun. Who do you go get registered for that?
Who's teaching them people how to build a gun?
YouTube.
You know what I'm saying? You got
and you allowing it to be put on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I say one word wrong and the whole joint gets shut down.
Yeah.
But you'll post somebody building a gun. Post a parent teaching a kid 5-6 years old how to shoot a rifle. Come on,
that's how bad our media is, man. Our media don't report the stuff they're supposed to report. Like, everything is so hyper partisan. It's like you on this side or you on this side, and it shouldn't be like that.
No.
Like, we all in this together. And the thing is, while they doing that, like Charles Barkley said, like, while we pit against each other, the politician in the back running with the money.
Yeah.
They got all the money, all the power. So that's the issue, because we so at each other's throats. Like, we need to hate this particular group, or we should hate this particular group. But the ones that's in charge, like, they getting their money.
They mandating all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They mandating it.
Because the thing is, as long as that crap don't happen in their neighborhood, they don't care.
June
Not a
6th.
problem.
Well, June 6th it happened in their neighborhood.
You see how reactive they were. Yeah. They put that to a stop.
Yeah.
This will never happen again.
Right.
Ever.
It's a lot of reaction and no proaction.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
proactive.
No preventative maintenance.
You know you need a traffic light right here, but you're gonna wait for about 5-6 people lose their life before you put up a damn traffic light. But let a dog get hit. At traffic lights, cameras,
Pandemonium.
speed you're gonna have a booth like you work at Johns Hopkins Hospital.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully not you, but with a cop posted in that booth.
You have a dog lane.
For a canine, yo. I love animals, but it's nowhere in the world I'ma ever agree with an animal getting more rights than a person.
Man, best friend.
Nah, to who? To who? You can't clean your own mess up if you make one. Let me come home and my couch ripped up. How you gonna pay me back on 4 legs? You got your own store that you can't take yourself to. I sound real jealous, don't I?
Oh man.
Oh man.
That was just for shits and giggles. I still don't agree with that though, but it was just for laughs.
Come on, leave Fido out of this, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh,
Right,
man.
I ain't messing with
You
Muttley.
had the
Muttley
animal
don't
rights
look.
people call.
Look, Muttley don't even know this. Muttley don't know he got more rights than we do. Muttley don't know that.
Oh, Muttley.
Y'all call him Fido. We get general names. Muttley walking around with his tail between wagging his tail. You get the world. You get a sweater with no arms, no legs, no sleeves.
Shout out to the
Winter
animal
time.
rights activists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to them.
We don't want to get shut down.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Oh boy.
I'm training my dog now
I
to
get
be
a cat.
I can't get
All
a
the
cat.
animals I like is wild. If I was to have for pets, I want
See, you got
tarantulas,
that Tony
snakes.
Montana and that.
You want a
Thorny.
pet tiger?
Nah, I want the whole lion. I want the whole lion and a Black Panther.
I can't even put up the Black Panther sign because I ain't seen no light skinned people in Wakanda. So. White man
Say,
made
well, God, bias against light skin.
I'm just saying, bro. I ain't
Look,
seen
they
no.
helped build the technology. That
No,
his
they didn't.
that
Yo, I
his
ain't seen
sister-
no light skinned
Look,
people in that damn movie.
They helped his sister out. To me, she was the most important person in the movie.
Yeah, you still ain't selling me with that. They let the white man in
They
there.
was building it. They was building it. They helped build the technology she created.
You said they let the white man in, but they the light skinned brothers.
Man, no light skinned brothers in there, yo. Everybody had stream melanin in their skin. I was so mad. I was like, no, I can't even put it up, yo.
I had suntan.
Put one arm up.
Nah, I'm gonna go like this.
Oh man.
Hey, there was some powerful light skinned people on the Panther committee though.
Yeah, it was.
For real. Especially that lucky forgetting her name, and I got her picture in my phone. She looks serious.
Yeah.
She's beautiful though, but she looks like she will whoop your ass.
Crazy.
She'll bang you with the power fist.
So, when you think about the similarities we had, what are some of the differences that we got? I'm gonna tell you one of them. What's your favorite question you want to ask? How do you when you arrive to a scene and you arrive to a scene and we taking care of the situation.
You show up, just
You
tell us
show
leave.
up and you tell.
Take over.
But how do you know when to dismiss us from the scene?
How do what?
Security. Like how do you know to dismiss security from the scene?
It just depends on the incident. Like a lot of time, like a lot of interaction I have with security being like apartment complexes and grocery stores.
Okay.
So like they will detain somebody that's
Shoplifting.
shoplifting or whatever, and I come on the scene. I basically get everything what you're telling me, and use you as a reference point, and then I speak to the whoever the suspect is, and just depending on is he a combative or is he a repeat person that keeps doing it, run his information, and just make a determination there. Either like,
Well, you know,
But
most
it's
of
all
the
about
time-
the way you dismiss.
yeah,
Oh,
More
that's,
so,
that's your issue.
because the way it's done where I work, it's not like you
Well,
just like my man
you
just
work
did
in a
res-
different area.
Yeah, when he specified
than what we work in.
stores and apartment complexes.
Yeah. You work in an area that has something to do with
we got to think of
color base.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also, we got to take account. A lot of officers are very territorial too. So like
Oh, shit.
they
It's a cop this tall.
I ain't
I
fucking with you.
bullshit you not.
I ain't fucking
Yo,
with you.
I'm not joke.
I'm
That's
done
not a
with
joke. He's
Yeah,
really
I'm-
that tall.
Yo, that's a
he
problem.
this tall or that tall.
The first one. It wasn't. He came and says, "Don't
man duty
ask me
jumped
to
taller
break
than
the
him.
law for you no more." Because I asked him to come over because the dude wouldn't leave in front of 7-Eleven. He was causing a disturbance. I know the sidewalk is public property.
Right.
I know this. But you can ask him anything you want. Just like you can ask me anything you want. Whether I abide by it or not, that's different. But you can still ask. All I said, yo, if he sees a show enough cop, maybe he'll, do what he's telling him to do and just leave. I'm trying to keep the man from getting locked up. I don't care how much of a problem you are. But if I can't do nothing else about it, the residents is going to see that they contribute to paying for me to be down there. Then they're going to say, I'm not losing my job over no dumb person. I was great cuss again. But I called this dude over. He come over there. I said, we just want you to ask him to leave. He said, don't ask me to come over here and break the law for you again.
Wow.
I said, first of all, who the hell? And it's the sad part, I'm looking down.
That's
Who
the
hell
officer,
is you
right?
talking
This
to?
officer.
Yeah. Yeah. The dude that was making all the noise was my height or taller. I look at him like, hold on, first of all, who the hell are you talking to?
You gotta look down.
Yeah. Second of all, who the hell is you talking to? I didn't ask you to break. How's asking somebody to leave breaking the law for me?
Oh man.
If it was me, you'd have asked me. You'd have told me to leave.
Jesus.
I'm asking you to ask him, can he leave? That's all.
That's another problem too, man.
How is it breaking the law to ask somebody to leave?
Basically, officers, they got that high authority complex. They like, oh, I'm a police officer. I'm above this and that. A lot
But
of
he
them,
was literally below me.
Napoleonic complex.
That was worse than Napoleon. I think Napoleon was taller than this dude. Real. I think he was taller than him. But Joe can't. He got out the car and wasn't no taller than this. He was sitting in the car. I'm like, no wonder he was up on the wheel.
Booster seat.
I don't know. Like, did he have the bricks? Did he have the blocks on the pedals or something? Yo, I couldn't believe it. I wanted to laugh when he got out the car.
That's why he said don't call him over there. So he didn't get out the goddamn car.
He didn't want to get out the car, yo.
That man didn't want you to have that. He didn't want to display his authority power. Don't break the law at 7-Eleven.
Like Martin was in the show. Man, I will whip your ass.
Yeah, what was the dude that got out of jail and then?
That was Bad Boys. That was the basketball player.
Oh yeah.
John Sally.
John Sally. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I will whip your ass. That's how he was. He got out the car and didn't get no taller.
Yeah, sure.
Had the nerve. I think did he slide the seat back? Nah, he ain't how to do that. He had to do that.
But yeah, both hands on the steering wheel.
Yo,
I
I'm done with
couldn't
y'all.
show no more.
I'm done with y'all, yo. I'm done with y'all.
But it's a lot of differences though.
I'm done with
Down
y'all.
where like you said, where I work at, it's
It's
sad,
definitely-
but it's
it's
true
definitely-
that
it's
it's a definite color play. You know, like I said, they don't even want to respond. You can call 911 and give the best description of everything that's going on, and they'll show up like maybe an hour or two later, hoping that thinking that the situation is going to take care of itself.
It got dissolved.
But you don't know. But you don't know what that person is capable of or what they may have. It could go any direction before they decided to want to show up. Like, all right, let me get down there just so I can put it in my report that I showed up. I ain't gonna do nothing about it. I'm like, dog, finally, they gone now. And I want to talk to them like they in regular clothes.
It's like a disgruntled officer.
Yeah.
And like you come over here and then, like he was saying, like how do you know when it's not when? To me, it's not when you dismiss me. It's how you dismiss me. I ain't got no problems walking away. It's just you now. I know I can leave once you show up. I would like to give you that information, but you came off wrong. Yeah. You still in the dark. I'm saying you in general, not you.
Yeah.
You know, you come up the last one to show up, but yeah, you're considered the first responder. No, I really think we're the first responders. Then we call you, you show up. All right, I got it. Take off. How do you mean take off? That's when I get word sensitive. I ain't even gonna front.
That's
You
like
can say,
somebody.
all right, I got it. You know, you good. Peace. I'm out. You know, I'll do that. But then to take off, take a hike. You mean take a hike? I edited it myself. You didn't hear
I got that part.
Yeah, that's like the disgruntled officer probably been there for a long time. That's what it sound like. A lot of them
That's
like
crazy, bro. Like you the one in the dark. You just got here. But you just gonna take over. Tell everybody who got the information you need to leave. I'll leave. Don't pull it. And then come up to me later about that situation. No, don't do that now. You should have did that when you showed up. Now you coming with respect because it's just me and you. No, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't care what you wearing.
Authority. That's all you doing.
I don't care what you wearing. You know, and I already know it. I already know within myself and just within the rights, you really can't make me tell you nothing.
So I had an incident. What was it, like last month? Yeah, last month. One of my guys was working. We were working, and his headache was banging on him, heavy on his head. And he went to the gas station to get some BC. He goes there because of the situation that happened at the Alameda. With the security guard and the police, they stopped him. So they asked him for his credentials and everything. And he had texted my phone and told me that he got stopped by the police. They're running his information. I'm like, what? They running your information? I said, don't you got all your stuff on you? He like, yeah. I said, all right, I'm on my way. So I ride down there. It's literally a block down the street. I ride down there. I turn my lights on in my car, pull up. How about I get a different response than how my guy was because he didn't have no lights in his car. He don't have none of the gear that I had, so he looks a little different. I'm like, everything good, Sarge? He's like, yeah. We just had to stop. I'm stopping everybody. They got, security stuff on them, checking, make sure their credentials. I said, can I ask why? He's like, what happened at the Alameda. I said, but that was a bad security guard. That's not every guy, but this y'all aiming it towards a certain group of people now. So if we're not in the vicinity of, you don't know what vicinity of how detailed it is. What if he's sitting on a detail where is he in an unmarked car and he have to go get something to drink and this is the vicinity. You stop because of that? He's like, yeah, we're checking everybody. I was like, well, here, you want to check mine? He's like, no, I know you good. No, you don't know I'm good because I hop out of my truck that has lights on it. I wear the same gear you got. So you're assuming that I'm good. No, I'm just dressed as well as you are. But here's my stuff. He was like, no, we're good. Like, you made my guy feel some kind of way that you checked him and stopped him and all that because he had a headache. He gonna go get some BC to feel better to get through the rest of the night. So it's just been crazy. Oh, I got to get some more. Let me grab two. It's just crazy. Like at the end of the day, when you have those type of incidents with stuff like that, like how you get through it, and you be like, it's hard to maintain all that when it comes to that incident. What happened at the Alameda was definitely wrong in all types of.
The shopping center?
Yes.
Where I live at?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. At the gas station?
No, at the food place right there, the grocery store.
The grocery store. I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about.
They changed it.
Yeah. When the security guard dude opened fire on the
I remember that.
on the police, because all right.
Oh, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
so he didn't get paid.
Did you see the whole? You didn't see the whole video?
No.
Oh my goodness! You gotta see the whole video.
Man.
That whole thing was like a cluster.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little-
Even the officers was like a cluster.
Yeah.
You see what happened when you ran up the manager's office?
Yeah.
Shooting from the I was like,
The problem was, the issue with that was that reflects on a lot of the thing with the he should have never had his gun license in the first place because he's from another state, and our interagency check is not connected to the another state interagency check, so that has a lot to do with it. Like,
and I'm gonna say on the police end too, like just looking at the situation, that shows like we need more training on situations like that because how them officers handled that situation was a cluster. It was botched on both ends. Like how the way he was shooting, he almost shot up like a regular person.
Yeah.
He was just shooting anywhere, everywhere, and it was bad. It was bad.
It was just a bad situation all the way around. Like, I just like look at that, like it shouldn't have never went down like that in general. Like, regardless.
You was military, right?
Yeah.
You did room clearing before, right?
Yeah.
I think we should do more training like that. I mean, we have it, but we should do more training with room clearing. Cause
Yeah.
We clear vacants and different houses and stuff.
It's
like
a lot
that.
of training that you could do, like, but
It's
I
what they
think
offer though.
Yeah, and I think security doesn't want to invest in themselves how to, because first of all, I feel like me personally,
Lawsuits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of lawsuits behind if we actually used our.
yeah, but that's why you gotta have. That's why you have your training to back up the decisions you're making.
Yeah.
Um,
That need to go on with the whole, like you saying, need to be retrained. A lot of cops need to be retrained.
Yeah, situational. Yeah, situation
A lot of
analytics.
these cops was growing up getting beat up, but now they hiding behind the badge being
Oh
bullies.
God, here we go. The Napoleon guy, right?
Well, he probably one of them.
You
He
got
got
a lot
tired
of-
of getting kicked in the
A
neck.
lot of them marks, man. A lot
Yeah.
of mark officers. Yeah, they take that badge to heart, man. Like
Yeah.
me, I'm like, look, it's a job. I'm here for 8-10 hours, whatever how long I get. I'm just trying to do
just
the
wanna
best.
go home.
I want to go home at the end of
That's
the day.
it.
That's
I wanna
my
go home,
goal.
too. If I ain't gotta do nothing but just sit and just let them hours accumulate my dollars per hour, beautiful day.
Yeah.
I get to go home. That's it.
I just feel like we need to have a better understanding with our security and our police relations when it comes to the people.
Yeah, the people is most
The
important.
people is what the most important,
the most
and we
important
need the
part.
people to understand that security and police are here to protect.
And we all people too.
Yeah.
Especially y'all. Y'all still people too.
Yeah.
When y'all not on the clock, y'all one of us. If you don't have your lights on and the noise sounding and stuff, you're part of regular traffic until you illuminate that stuff. Now you are different. Now we gotta get the hell out they way.
Yeah.
But you follow behind. We shouldn't get nervous just because we look in our mirror and see a cop car.
You don't think we nervous either? Because think about it, like, imagine doing car stops in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
And
just
y'all scared. I know y'all got that fear too.
yeah, because like anything can happen. We had
Yeah.
matter of fact, we had a guy. He's still alive. He's still working. Did a car stop. You shot him.
Yeah.
Just blasted. Just doing a regular routine car stop.
The movie, The Hate That They Give Us. My man Carmen made that scene in the movie.
I gotta watch that.
The Hate That They Give Us. He said, when a police officer making a car stop and African Americans are in the car and they're walking up to it, they're checking and going down their checklist, blah, 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 probable cause, and they could be nervous, they could and you look at it
Reasonable suspicion. To stop pulling somebody you need reasonable particular suspicion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way Carmen said it in the movie is that because it's geared towards a certain color of the skin, that's when the checklist start going. But when he went to it and it was a white person,
Kind of felt calm.
Whole different.
the checklist went away, and it's, are you lost? It's an act of service now, not an act of protecting.
real
and so-
protecting.
What type of environment we was in though? That also plays a role too.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of environments, even in our area, his environment is different than my environment. My environment hostile. I'm a probably say it probably twice.
And mine is privilegedly hostile.
Yeah. So
My last name Jackson, so I can make up a couple words.
yeah, I have to deal with more of an aggressive approach than he does. He could just raise his voice to a little bit and they comply. I ain't got to raise my voice. I actually got to touch him. Yeah, you good? You all right? You okay? You okay? You gonna sit right here, right? And then you like, yeah. I'm gonna sit right here. Okay, sit down. No, sit down. It's a
You gotta sun everything. You gotta put the sunning into your voice.
you gotta, yeah.
Sit down.
And then next thing you know, he rolls up and he's like, everything good? Yeah, everything good, right?
Yeah, you done scared him into complaint.
Yeah, everything good. I'm like,
Yeah, well, like you said, in my
in your way, you.
we not doing that. That's what we not doing. Is raising your voice and cussing at me. You the one called me over here. Now because I can't. I'm not gonna do what you saying. What you trying to tell me to do? You gonna throw the taxes into it?
Was this the whole time?
Yeah. Oh man.
That dude killed me that night, man. I was done. I was mad and laughing at the same time. Look, I was laughing with my eyebrows was flared up. I'm like, who the hell is this dude talking to?
Next time I come over here to break the law.
Don't call me over here to break the law for you again. I'm like, oh, who's you talking to, yo? You know how bad I want to say little man?
Oh man, it was probably at the edge.
I ain't know whether to get mad or just bust out laughing in his face. He probably would have tried. I can imagine yo trying to arrest me. Yeah, you gonna have to
I
put
can
these
see
cuffs
it.
on.
I can see this.
Or like Martin when he went over there because Tommy was hollering at his girl, the dude from Ghetto Boys.
Oh yeah.
Whole slew of little cops come up to me and whatnot.
You got a problem? What's the deal? Oh man.
Oh yeah. That was worse than Napoleon said. Yeah. He looking at his watch.
It's about that time. About that time. Yeah. Well,
we had fun.
We definitely did.
Like I said, I had my little way. I'm about to go in, but you one of them. You actually. I can't say it because I hate the way they say it. You're not one of the good ones. You a good dude.
Yeah, you want to help change your mode.
Yeah, and I give you much respect because we need more cops that actually live in the city to work in the city. Yeah. All these county and out of state people, come and work in a spot they know nothing about.
Yeah, they don't even know it's like an alley.
It's like the old show used to come on, Lincoln Heights.
Oh,
when you said you live in the city and you work in the city you live in, that movie came. I love that movie, bro.
That TV show.
So yeah, it's much love and respect to you, bro, because you live where you work. Yeah. So it's your mentality is way different than anybody else that works with you and they got problems. Tell them call me.
You got a message
Your
for
back
our,
is got, bro.
Yeah, you got a message for our viewers. What would you want to say to them to help positively motivate them to
That's not youth, man. That's not youth.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
We're not giving up on y'all.
Yeah, we definitely not.
Definitely never gonna.
Even if you Napoleon Bonaparte, even if you.
Now I gotta find this guy, man. That's my mission now, is to find who this officer was.
even if you the Oompa Loompa police.
When I go back to work Monday, that's my mission.
You timed that on purpose. You did that on purpose, bro. I don't like you for that. You did that on purpose.
Man.
I almost spit it out on
man, because it's in everything we do.
Yeah, it's in everything we do.
It's in everything we do. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks.
All right,
Appreciate
it's in everything we do. Peace.
Peace.